Hello everyone! So welcome to my podcast, and today's episode we're going to talk about Systemic Functional Linguistic, or SFL. And don't worry, SFL is not kind of linguistic that feels heavy or confusing, but instead SFL helps us to understand how language actually works in real communication. So rather than asking, is this sentence grammatically correct? SFL questions are like what is meaning that being made, what is the sentence structured this way, and how does the language function in the context. So in this video, I will explain SFL in relaxed and podcast style way and focusing on three key concepts. So there are theme and rhyme, there are mood system, and lastly, there are stratification. And everything will be explained with clear examples, so by the end, you should have solid understanding of how SFL works. Okay. Alright, let's get started with the big picture. Woo! So, according to the systematic functional language, is a theory that is developed by M.A.K. Holiday. So, the key ideas of the SFL is a language is a resource for making meaning, not just set of rules. So, according to the Holiday, whenever we use language, we are performing three functions at the same time. So, the first function are the ideational function. Additional function is a function that representing experiences, actions, events, or even ideas. And then the second one is the interpersonal function. Interpersonal function is about function that tells us about interaction of how speakers express attitude, give opinions, ask questions, and even build relationship with others when they speak. And then the last one, the third one, is the textual function. Textual function is a function that helps to organize language into coherent and meaningful text so that the messages flow smoothly. So from these three functions, we get important analytical tools in SFL such as theme, mood, transitivity, and stratification. Woo! So in this video, we will mainly focus on three things. The first thing is theme and rhyme. Theme and rhyme, which belongs to the textual function, and then we're gonna focus on mood system, which relates into interpersonal meaning, and the last one we will focus on stratification, which explains how language is layered. So now let's move to the one of the most essential concept in the SFL, theme and rhyme. Okay, so in SFL, theme is the starting point of a clause. So it tells us of what the clause is about or what the text is about. And then there are rhyme. Rhyme, in the other hand, is the rest of the message. So the part that develops the main ideas and adds information about the theme. So a simpler way to remember this is that theme is what comes first, and then rhyme is what is said about. And then let's take a look at example. So this sentence is about students need critical thinking skills. So for the theme, this is students, and for the rhyme is this need critical thinking skills. Woo! And there are unmarked theme. An unmarked theme is the most typical or most expected theme. And in English, it's declarative clauses, and usually it comes with a subject. So the sentence is like the teacher explains the lesson clearly. So the theme is a teacher, and the rhyme is explain the lesson clearly. This is unmarked because the subject is naturally appears in the beginning. So a marked theme, on the other hand, occurs when something other than the subject placed at the beginning of the clause, and often give it emphasis. For example, the sentence is like, in the classroom, the teacher explains the lesson clearly. The theme is in the classroom, and then the rhyme is the teacher explained the lesson clearly. So the marked themes are commonly used to set context, highlight time or place, and then control the flow of information in a text. Woo! So let's talk about thematic progression, which refers to how theme develop across clauses in text. And there are three common patterns. The first one is constant theme pattern, which is the same theme pattern repeated. For example, the clauses is like students need guidance, students face many challenges, and then students must develop independence. So this three pattern is common in explanation and argumentative text. And for the second one, there are linear theme pattern. A linear theme pattern is where the rhyme become the theme of the next sentence. For example, the sentence is like online learning creates flexibility, and then flexibility helps students manage their time. So this flexibility creates a smooth flow of ideas between sentences. Woo! And then the third one is the split theme pattern. The split theme pattern introduces multiple ideas which later become different themes. This pattern often appears in longer academic text. Okay, now let's move to the mood system, which related to interpersonal meaning. The mood system helps us understand the role of the speaker and the listener in a class. So there are three main types of mood. The first one is the declarative mood. Declarative mood is used to give information. For example, the sentence is like students understand the lesson. This type typically follows the structure. There are subject and finite. And then the second one is the interrogative mood. Interrogative mood is used to ask question. And the sentence is like, do students understand the lesson? So here the finite comes before the subject. And the last one is imperative mood. Imperative mood is used to give commands or instruction. In imperative clause, subject is often omitted but still understood. And the mood system shows us how language is used to. The language is used to negotiate meaning, express authority or politeness, or even manage social relationship. So, the last one we talk about certification. Certification in SFL is seen language as a layered system. In the layer system, there are three main layers. The first one is the semantics, or the level of meaning. And then there are lexical grammar, or vocabulary and grammatical structures, which is theme, mood, and transitivity are analyzed. And the last one is phonology and graphology. Phonology and graphology is sound in spoken language or writing in text. So, this meaning that the first created at semantic level, then realized through grammar, and finally expressed through sound or writing. So, to wrap things up, so we are now talking about systemic functional linguistics, which views language as meaning and making resource. And then theme and rhyme, which helps us understand how information is organized. And then there are mood system, explains interactions between speaker and its roles. And then the last one is stratification. Stratification shows us language operates across different layers. In SFL, is useful, especially in text analysis, language teaching, and academic writing. So thank you for listening to me in this podcast style explanation, and I hope this SFL session are clearer and more approachable to all of you who watch this. Good luck with your study, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.